Hey, listen, this is the actual beginning of the video that you're watching, but this is the end of our conversation. And listen, it was a weird conversation. Trust me, I was along for this train wreck. All right. So this is how it's going to work.
You were the conductor.
Conductor.
I was the caboose. All right. Just along for the ride. Listen. All right. So what we're going to do is you're just going to have a regular Night Ranger episode. We're going to talk all things Night Ranger. Then you're going to have like the credits at the end. And then after that, it'll just be fucking Robyn and Lisa rambling on. And it goes on for a while, like an hour, hour and a half. I don't know. I just kind of zoned out and let them talk. But it's there. Enjoy. And here's your Night Ranger talk. We'll see you at the end later. Hey everyone, welcome to the Fans of Motion podcast, the greatest podcast Andy would say that you didn't know you needed. The number one podcast on Night Ranger. I'm joined by my fellow host, Rockin' Robyn and Wing Chung Lisa. And I got a lyric for you in honor of Andy. I've had a Barbie doll, I've had them all, big ones, short ones, big and tall. King Kong, he had a ball. There you go. What lyric is that?
I'm gonna guess Khan after hearing King Kong in that.
That would be my guess.
It's horrible that I don't even need to look that up, that I know that. Because anyone that knows me knows I despise that song. And I don't think any rock song should have
Barbie dolls in it.
Well, no, I don't mind that, I've had Barbie dolls. Okay, I get that. But King Kong, right? He had a ball, okay, like he had, a ball. Really? That's
like
what he
fun.
Had. I know, but it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where, whoever is producing that record, hey, why don't we take more than 30 seconds and let's think of something else. Anyways, Lisa, Robyn, hey, come here, buddy.
You got the puppy.
Oh, we fucking all kinds of shit up. There you go, bud. You guys still hear me and everything? Oh, I fucked it up, I think. I don't know. I'm going to keep talking in case I'm the one that did it.
What's the puppy's name? I don't think you ever said, or I didn't see it.
For a second there, you guys froze. I froze up or something, so I didn't hear you. But we named him. It's Alan Fitzgerald.
He looks like a Fitz.
my kid wanted to name him Andy Dandy. I wanted to name him anything else, and you know what his name is?
Andy Dandy.
Andy Dandy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. So that's been going on in my life. But anyways, Lisa, what's been going on with you in the last few weeks? I haven't, even though everybody else has seen us, because that Eric Levy episode lasted like, I think I split that up into 15 episodes or something like that, and then had some stuff in between. All right, let's not do that. So when's your next Night Ranger show there, Wing Chung Lisa?
My next one's next month, April, at the Baltimore show, Rock from the Heart.
Oh yeah. I'm still convincing myself to go. I know the Orioles are at home that weekend, so baseball, Night Ranger,
can't go wrong.
Crime, three of my favorite things. Actually downtown Baltimore is pretty nice. I like it.
It is.
So Rockin' Robyn, what's been up with you?
Just really the same old, nothing really to say. Just working and listening to stuff.
Just the stuff, huh?
All the stuff.
How's the video game playing coming along?
I'm actually doing more of that, so maybe that's why I feel like there's nothing really going on. Been getting better at it though.
What's the last Night Ranger record you've listened to?
Midnight Madness is my usual.
Yeah.
That or Seven Wishes is like my bigger go-tos, like my biggest go-tos. I actually was at the exchange and I need Big Life on CD and they didn't have it there.
Big Life on CD. You're gonna have to there's two different covers, remember. Lisa, what's the last Night Ranger record you listened to?
I don't really listen to the records. I just play it like the digital. I have the Alexa play Night Ranger. I just tell her to play
it. If you get bored, tell Alexa to play Kelly Kagi and it will pronounce his name wrong. Now playing Kelly Kiji.
I'll try that.
So
better than that fake page.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's always it's always fun. So Andrew, what, buddy? I've turned into one of those guys that fucking hates dogs, but now I got one, and it's like, you know?
I did that with cats.
All right, why don't you go find somewhere to piss? All right, so Andrew, the man at Rockin' Pod, which some of you might have seen. Rockin' Pod's a big event in Nashville, Tennessee, not Indiana, where Night Ranger played. Anyways, we had a booth there. A lot of different people showed up. Andy did some interviews with some individuals. Hey, what do you got? Anyways,
yeah, you told him to piss on something.
Oh well, he'll shit it out. We'll get into that when I get Andy back on. But Brent, he's got COVID. He's been fighting that for like the last week.
Oh.
So I don't think he's not getting worse, but I don't really think he's getting any better. But so anyways, I had to call in the reserves. So here is Lisa and Robyn. So I don't even remember when we last had a episode where we did like the news and notes and all that shit. I don't know, January, February, something like that. I don't even know what month this is, but I do know there's been some individuals that have passed away that were big in the Night Ranger world, so to speak. I can't remember his first name. The drummer for Three Dog Night, last name Sneed. The fuck's his first name? Anyways,
Alan Sneed?
I think you're thinking of Alan Freed.
Maybe. Cleveland here.
Yeah. I want to say Sam, but I think that's the golfer. But he was the drummer for Three Dog Night, and he recently passed away. But he was a big influence on Kelly Kagi. I think on one of those Kelly Kagi episodes we had, Kelly talked about being at the LA Forum and seeing Three Dog Night. I think he said that. If not, we were at an antique shop, and I know we found the record, and he told me that. Anyways, there's a live record, Three Dog Night live at the LA Forum. Kelly was there. He showed me where he was sitting. But that was one of his biggest influences, drumming wise. And I know that he got to meet him, within the last probably 10 years, and got to talk to him and tell him all that. And another one that passed away, not really Night Ranger related, but Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley. Now, you two being very young probably don't remember Laverne and Shirley.
I definitely know about Laverne and Shirley though. But because of Wayne's World.
Yeah. I watched it every week after Happy Days.
It's just crazy to think that who was Lenny. No, not Lenny.
Squiggy.
Yeah, Lenny's the only one
He's still alive. Yeah.
he's the only one that's still alive. All the rest of them have passed. And then the other one big one that passed away is Gary Rosington of Leonard Skinner, the last original member that was in the band. Well, the last original member that was alive. So there are no original members that are alive anymore. There's only really one member from the 70s lineup that's still alive, which is Artemis Pyle. Now Ricky Medlock's in the band. Ricky Medlock was in Skinner a little bit before they had their first record, so you can say that, you know, he's from the 70s as well, but he made his claim to fame in Blackfoot. So yeah, if you guys ever get into old Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, and I remember when I worked at the record exchange when we actually had the vinyl with the fire with the band album cover. I thought it was just cool to like just randomly see it in person. You know, trade it in. But yeah, that was pretty freaky. I remember that because the only 3 people that were, you know, killed, you know, had the fire on them somehow.
Now that's just an urban legend. That's incorrect.
Or at least 2 of them. I think one of them was hurt and one of them was, and the other one was fine.
We're talking about the 1977 album Street Survivors, which came out a little like maybe right before or right after the plane wreck. The plane wreck killed 2 members of the band, singer Ronnie Van Zant and guitarist Steve Gaines, and then killed one of their backup singer, the girl, the Honkettes. Steve Gaines' sister Cassie passed away, died, and then like their the 2 pilots and I think their road manager. But no, the flames are touching about everybody. So but only 2 on that album cover passed away. Now Steve Gaines is right in the front and he's almost engulfed in fire. But anyways, what they did was after that plane wreck, they recalled most of those records. All right, what in the hell are you doing? All right,
you have one.
I don't. They've reissued it with the flames back on, and they but they basically after the plane wreck, they just issued it with a black background with the band. Yeah, on that album cover, there's only one guy still alive. That's Artemis Pyle. But if you go to, you know, their first record and second record, all those guys are gone. But if, you know, with me being, you know, when I was growing up, I got tired of hearing like, you know, give me 3 steps and all that stuff. But just go get their first record, go get the second record, Second Helping. Those records are freaking fantastic. Anything with Ed King is going to be good. Working for MCA, you know, them slagging MCA a little bit. Night Ranger, I'm sure could relate. And, you know, with Leonard Skinner, you got Michael Cardelloni of Damn Yankees fame. He's been their drummer since like 1999. And the guy that's been filling in for Gary Rosington while he was sick and now is, you know, taking his place is Damon Johnson, who was in Damn Yankees for that shelved 3rd record. So you basically got 2 Damn Yankees in the band now.
And
I had seen them in 2015 or something like that with it was 38 Special and Bad Company, I think.
Oh
in
man,
Skinnerd.
great
show. I just forget when, and I think there was like 3 of them that were related that I remembered. I don't remember though. Like,
yeah. Well,
what year?
If you were actually seeing that Southern type rock show in Alabama, everybody would have been related. But you know, family trees are like telephone poles down there. But I apologize to our one.
I already
Alabama
get that joke being partially from Mansfield,
so. But it goes back to you know, telling people that it really doesn't matter who's in the band, any of these bands. It's all about the It's all about the brand, the logo.
Well, that's how I feel crazy with Foreigner doing their like ending after this. Like everyone does so well doing it. Like Kelly Hansen, he's got such a great voice to do, you know, the vocals for it. Jeff Pilson does the arrangements and he's amazing on backup vocals. Like I don't know. I don't see why they shouldn't keep going.
I agree because, you know, it's just Mick Jones and 1% of the people there, you know who Mick Jones is and cares.
And he never came to a Cleveland show anyway, so for me it'd be the same.
you know what's crazy is when I saw them in like 2011, it was Night Ranger, Foreigner, and Journey. I just remember, you know, seeing Mick Jones up there, and I was like, holy shit, he is 67 years old. Now that's like the going rate for any of these, you know, the guys, a Night Ranger and all these other bands now. But I just, you know, and it's like, I remember when I saw the Stones, I'm like, God, I can't believe Mick Jagger.
I was gonna say Mick Jagger puts that bar up there.
Yeah.
72, and you know, now he's still out there at, you know, 78, 79. How old he's? And I went and saw.
I thought he was in his early 80s. Would not be surprised.
I think he's like 78, somewhere in there.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney's up there, 78, 79 maybe. I know Ringo's like 82. Yeah, just you know, crazy. But
and you know, it's crazy for me is like when I start getting into these bands, they're already older. Like when I'm getting into them, so for me, it's just like it's definitely crazy, and I'm like, wow, I'm older.
Yeah.
So many new things don't make sense to me right now.
Well, here's the. All right, dude, come on. Come on, do something else. Don't eat it. So here's the thing. David Friedberg of Jefferson Starship is going to be out there on the Party Gras tour. He turns 85.
Wow.
In August. I mean, just I don't know, man. Just you know. I mean, at that point, at 85, that's where I would be going like hookers and coke all the time. Like, what, you know, like I've thought about like taking up smoking right now. Like I've signed up for like Lucky Strikes, so they send me coupons. Never smoked in my life, but I figured like right now is the time to start. People start the wrong, you know, time. They start when they're like 20,
midlife
and
crisis.
and then like the mid 50s, you know, 50s, they get cancer. No, I just always wanted to smoke. You know, I mean, you know, I thought it would make me look cooler, and it probably will. And so I thought, well, if I start smoking now, about 40 years, I'll get lung cancer, but then I'll be like 80. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? So, you know, like, think about like, I mean, think how, all right, put this scenario into play. You know, you know, I got to,
you let him, Lisa?
I'm with a broad, let's say, and she goes, you know, I say we're dating, and she's like, you know, I don't want anything to do with you. What do you think of that? Now, if I don't smoke, I'm just like, you know, but if I smoke and she goes, I don't want anything to do with you. What do you think of that? I could just do this. See, so much cooler, right? So yeah, so anyways, I just got to decide. They got like Lucky, like Reds, Lucky. They don't have non-filters anymore. They do have non-filtered Camels. I looked into, you know, because
I don't smoke cigarettes, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, so you know, like a cigarette has a filter on it.
Yeah, though.
Well, you know, if you
that's
know,
what you suck on, isn't it?
Well, for some people, but a non-filtered is what it is in the description. It's a cigarette without a filter. It basically, you could just fucking suck the cancer right out of it a lot easier. That's what it is. So anyways, I digress. All right, what do we got? Night Ranger news, people. 50 minutes into the episode.
Did you have fun, or do you know if Andy had fun at the podcast thing, like good feedback or anything or anyone who's, watched it?
All right, dude. Come on. This is a bad idea.
What, letting them in your work?
There's a Chinese restaurant in town that has like an adoption program. I can just drop him off and they'll take care of him. So
I thought you were gonna go there.
I know that he got to meet like Ron Keel and like Mark Fiore and Craig Gass, which is a great comedian. And I know he met people from other podcasts. I think there's like maybe 50 or 100 other like rock podcasts, basically other rock podcasts that you don't need to be listening to.
Did he say how many people were there?
I guess it was a good turnout.
Well attended.
The venue looked really nice, and there was other cast people that I kind of know that were there. So like I said, I was going to go, but I just every weekend I feel like I'm gone, and then this shit did this. Here, show off, buddy.
Aw.
What did he do?
Well, we were watching WrestleMania on DVD, and so we started fighting, and I was Honky Tonk Man, and he was Junkyard Dog, of course. And I got him into Shake, Rattle, and Roll, and bam! And next thing I know, his leg broke. He tapped out. So I won, and I kept the belt. But
wow.
I had to take him to the med vet. That was awesome. That was 4 figures and still growing. They're like, they come in with like the amount, like it's going to be this amount for us to do this. I'm like, all right, bring in. I want numbers. Bring in numbers. If I cut it, we cut it off, and bring in numbers for if we put him down. They didn't think it was as funny. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But there you go. Broke a leg. But Andy had a good time. Like I said, I was going to go, but at the very end, I decided I wasn't. And then Brent got COVID, so Brent didn't get to go as well. So it was just Andy flying solo, and he had his buddy Greg, who lives down there with him, who he's been at a few Night Ranger shows with us. So he had someone there to watch our table while he probably went and pissed and stuff like that. But we have exclusive Rock and Pod stickers. So you'll have to get a hold of Andy to get your Fans in Motion 2023 Rock and Pod stickers to make your life.
I need one.
Complete. So yeah, he had a good time. How about you, buddy? Do you have a good time? Yeah. All right. So all right.
The only thing that break Josh down.
Yeah.
All right.
Little puppy.
We have discovered the
secret. Huh? What? What's going on? Here. Sit here, bud. All right. So Joel Hoekstra made an update for those that don't know. Joel Hoekstra, co-lead guitarist for Night Ranger, probably right around 2007 to 2014. He's got a new solo record coming out.
Nice.
You got it on pre-order?
No, I do not. I am broke right now, but I would if I was.
Well, I thought your OnlyFans didn't take off.
What?
Yeah, you was talking about
what makeup tutorials. See how I do yellow.
The first Joel Hoekstra, it's the albums are called Joel Hoekstra's 13. I don't know where the 13 comes from. I had to think about it again. Maybe his birth date, or I don't know. It's his lucky number. But the first album, Dying to Live, is freaking fantastic. So if you're looking for some good music, track down Joel Hoekstra's 13 Dying to Live. I think it came out right around 2015 or 2016. And then you had another record. I can't remember what the hell it's titled now, but it was good as well. I just haven't listened to it as much as that first record. But he's got this third record coming out. So we'll definitely give you guys an update when that is released. But he was recording the videos for that record with Vinny Appice and Tony Franklin as well.
Okay.
And the New Revolution Saints, which has your boy there, Lisa, Jeff Pilson, Joel Hoekstra, and
What?
Dean
Jeff
from
Pilson's my guy. What are you talking about?
and but they got a new record out. So the new single was Crime of the Century. So yeah, if you're a Revolution Saints fan, which Jack Blades was in for the first 3 records, there you go.
That's
Lisa,
what I thought you were about to say at first about Jack Blade.
Lisa Bobisa. What band, trivia question, what band was Jack Blades and Brad Gillis in before the formation of Night Ranger?
Well, that was Rubicon.
Oh, look at you. So yes, Rubicon, which featured Jack Blades and Bradley Gillis, had those 2 records in the late 70s with the band called Rubicon, and they played Cal Jam 2 March 18th, 1978, and it was the 45th anniversary of that. Aerosmith, Foreigner, Hart, Dave Mason, Ted Nugent, Rubicon, Santana, and Bob Welch. For those wondering who Bob Welch is, Bob Welch was in Fleetwood Mac before they got Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and he released a really good record. I can't remember what it's called, but it's French Kiss. Has a Sentimental Lady on it, and Ebony Eyes. Remember that song?
No.
What?
I don't remember.
Eyes got me going. I can't remember the lyrics. That's a good record. I remember I was listening to that song Ebony Eyes. I was addicted to it for like a week, and the girl I was dating was like, "Who's that song about? Who's that song about? Who are you seeing?" I'm like, calm down there, fucking crazy. Anyways, 45th anniversary of that show, 250,000 people there at the Ontario Speedway there in California. There is footage of that on YouTube. You get to see Jack getting a little bit funky on the bass and
and the big glasses.
Yeah. So there you go, 45 years. It's crazy. I know we've talked about the movie Air, I think, with the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and they got Sister Christian in the one of the trailers. The new trailer.
I still haven't seen the trailer for that.
Oh my Lord, what the hell? Thank God you're not on a Night Ranger podcast.
I know.
So where is Night Ranger at right now? Well, right now they are in Anaheim, California. Tomorrow night they'll be playing. If you're listening to this, it'll be tonight. But they're got a show in Anaheim, California. Then Friday night, Ivins, Utah. The mighty metropolis of Ivins. And then Saturday night, State Line, Nevada. So there you go. Now, I'm sure
State Line.
Yeah.
Like, is that near the Four Corners or something?
I don't know about the Four Corners, but I would venture to guess it is near the state line somewhere. And that you can gamble. All right. What do we got here?
Nevada's a special place.
A burnt. All right. What in the hell are you doing? All right. Yeah.
Is this the first? This is the first podcast with him.
Yeah. The last people will be using this as, we know you had a dog at one time. Episode 110. There was a dog. I'm like, I never had a dog.
And then you went to
And
the
you broke
Chinese.
his leg.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Anyways, this sucks. I like animals that shit in boxes and leave me alone. That's definitely not a dog. So
I know. What are you gonna do when you're away?
he'll be a neighborhood dog. No, you'll
Takes a village.
You'll see me with my Night Ranger, all access, and then like a little doggy thing, for him hanging there.
The doggy bag
He can
and
still bark in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll have his little hey, don't eat that. Hey, stop it. God, it's worse like having another kid.
it is.
That's just say, like watching Josh parent on camera is hilarious.
Hey, let's not do this. Let's make better decisions. Hey. He's trying to eat a guitar pick. I got guitar picks all over the goddamn floor here.
Oh yeah, he'll be eating those.
Eric Levy, the man, the myth, the legend. He was voted. He was one of the top 10 keyboard players in Burn magazine in Japan.
Nice.
So congratulations, Eric. There is, one guy who's dead that got more votes than him, but whatever. But it's John Lord from Deep Purple. I mean, I guess I can get that. It's still.
Well,
it's
Night Ranger is treated like rock stars over there, just like docking.
I know. Unlike the UK, which, judging by all the people in the UK, they hate them.
Night Ranger, you mean?
Yes, they hate the UK apparently. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. Hey, if you're wanting a fucking party, let me tell you about this show. Well, let me tell you about Wing Chun over here too. But so June 23rd, Night Ranger is playing with Bret Michaels and Jefferson Air Starship at Mount Gilead, Ohio, a little bit north of Columbus. But the next night, Lisa, yes. Mm-hmm. It's hey Lisa, say something. Talk a little bit. What's your favorite Night Ranger record?
Midnight Madness.
No, I was wanting I was wanting that to be froze, and then you talk, and it would take me back to watching Kung Fu on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
I will fight you. Anyways.
Yes, Jefferson Airship.
Yeah. Some flying apparatus that's named Jefferson will be there June 23rd. But the next night, June 24th, at the Blue Gate Theater in Shipshewana, Indiana. Oh my Lord. Night Ranger's going to be there. And let me tell you, if you want a fucking party, you go to Shipshewana. Now, I would tell you BYOB because I think there's a gas station in town. That's about it. That maybe, I don't even know if they would sell it there because it's big Amish country. Nothing's happening after 5:30. I went there when I was in Afghanistan. I really was getting into the Bellamy Brothers. And I was like, I want to see Bellamy Brothers get back home. So while I was in Afghanistan, I bought Bellamy Brother tickets in Shipshewana. And yeah, it is in the middle of nowhere. And all right, Lisa, talk to me about Midnight Madness. What in the hell?
Start bringing that up and it'll stop.
This is horrible. All right, so there you go. New show, June 24th. Shipshewana. It's in the northeast section. Just look at a map, and there'll be like a lot of white. Right in the middle of all that white is Night Ranger and a lot of fucking corn and Amish.
I
All
saw
right.
Faster Pussycat at a venue like that here in Ohio. It was in Fostoria, Ohio. Literally passing
And
cornfields. I swear it was like a huge barn.
yeah, right around Berlin and all that stuff in Ohio, big Amish country. Now I don't know about
Mhm.
Faster Pussycat playing there, but
See, that's why I'm having such internet problems because that's where I'm at in the middle of Amish country.
well, yeah, don't you have some Amish guys out there like spinning a wheel or some shit to get the stuff
That's
going?
what I
Hey,
need. I
What
need
the
to get
ham
some.
does that for?
hey, as Lisa, how many men does it take to please an Amish woman?
I don't know how many.
2 men a night. I am here all week. Try the veal. All right. Is there any Night Ranger news I missed? Hey, let's not do this. All right. Come on, over here. Lay down. That's all you usually do is lay down. What we miss anything? Did I miss anything there, Turbo? All right, I guess I did not. So, yeah, thank you for that back and forth. So what Night Ranger collectibles do I got, huh? You want to taste this? Oh yeah. So here we go. Look at this.
Oh, that's
This.
cool.
Listen, man. I tell you what. All right. Listen.
He's just a baby.
Just chill the fuck out, brother. Yeah, so listen, if you got your your 76, Buick Regal and your 8-track player, you would have needed one of these. What is special about this Superstar collection 8-track is on program 2 you have I'm Gonna Take Care of Everything by the mighty Rubicon. So yeah, it was cheap, a couple bucks, but it's got Rubicon on it, so I need it, right?
Yeah.
But it has a Atlanta Rhythm section on here. Andy Gibb, Alice Cooper, Stephen Bishop. I don't really like him. England
Andy
Dan,
Gibb, Alice Cooper.
Casey and the Sunshine Band. The theme from Close Encounters closes it out. A K-Tel product, but anyways, there you go. So if you are, an avid Rubicon collector, you need to add this and my puppy to your collection.
I actually have an 8-track player and it's really cool. It's like as big as a lunchbox and it has a handle. So it's portable and you just plug in and go and it's just like a boombox.
I have the same thing. It's probably one of the last 8-tracks ever made. But it's got like a strap where you can carry it. It's got the
Maybe, I don't remember. I might have it somewhere and forgotten it was for it.
I'm surprised I don't have it sitting here, but yeah,
I have it right over in the other room, like just around the corner. It's funny.
You need
But
to
it's
get
cool. It's
you get
nifty.
some 8-tracks.
I have 4.
These are things I miss from the
No, I have 5. I have a ghost one too, actually.
a Ghost 8-track.
They made new ones, and it's their live one, their live CD. So Ceremony and Devotion, I have that on 8-track.
I did not know any. I mean, I know bands have been redoing cassettes, but I did not know they were doing
Yeah, they had 3
8-tracks.
different colors, but I got the black one. I think it was like red and white were the other 2 or something like that.
All right, what the hell is that? Stop eating. Come here. All right, yeah, chew on that. So one thing I miss about the 90s is you would get these like promo CDs, shit like that. So
I remember I have some of those too.
Coca-Cola,
Like Burger King stuff.
Yeah.
Volume 3, 1992. And it's got Tina Turner track number 1, The Best, In Excess, Not Enough Time. track number 2. And track number 3, Damn Yankees. Don't Tread on Me, along with Marcone, Bruce Hornsby, and DJ Jazzy Jeff, and the slapping Fresh Prince. Visit your favorite music store for a special CD or cassette of music from these and other great artists featured on NBC's Barcelona telecast. So this was part of that 1992 Olympics thing,
yeah.
which the first place you could buy the song Don't Tread on Me was actually on that Barcelona Gold CD. It was out before the actual record. Bought this, I don't know, $10 maybe. I had it, but I took some of my 45s to a show, and an individual that I named Bradley Gillis asked if he could confiscate it, and I let him have it. So I got me another one here. The 45 for Hearing Aid Stars, which was heavy metal's version of We Are the World. A lot of people that everybody knows: Ronnie James Dio, Dave Meniketti, Rob Halford, Kevin DuBrow,
Freddie Mercury, right?
I don't think Freddie Mercury is a song.
No.
And
I'm
then
thinking a different one.
then you got Jeff Tate, and then you got guitar solos. You got Eddie Ojeda, Craig Goldie, Vivian Campbell, Brad Gillis, Neil Sean, George Lynch, Yngwie, Carlos from Quiet
Cavazza?
Riot. We got who else here? Vivian from Dio at the time. And
You already said Vivian Campbell.
well, he plays 2 solos, so I must have and
Oh,
Brad,
really?
yeah, Brad plays 2 solos too.
Okay.
So there you go.
You hear about Rick Allen, Josh, recently?
I did. That's what he gets for being unarmed.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, you take that sip of water.
That was low.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Rob Allen was outside with a heater, and while he was smoking, some fucking lunatic from Ohio, I guess just ran at him and shoved him down, and
He's a teenager, I think, wasn't it?
it's like 19.
I can't tell if he was like trying to take his car or something like that too, or if he was
I
going out getting something, was taking a quick break before going
because
inside.
I think he was just mentally fucked up, because he pushed Rick Allen, then a woman came out and tried to like stop him, and he attacked her.
Well, and she ran inside to try to get help, and he dragged her out by her hair.
But
was what I read.
Well, that may be true. I can't remember. But then then he left again or whatever, and they found him like across the street, like breaking into a car or just throwing shit at cars.
Oh, that's what I heard. Okay.
So like obviously, something's not clicking there. So yeah.
He shouldn't have been released already, but
yeah,
that's just me.
Well, I mean, if you got the money for bail, I mean, that's what it was. They bailed him out. So his family's got money or something, or there's a low bail.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
Lisa,
elderly man.
You know a lot about bail. I mean, when you got bailed out.
Which time?
Yeah, true. So
just blows my mind. I don't know, because like just imagine how you falling over, and how sometimes it's hard with 2 arms to even catch your balance, then to make sure like you don't hit your head. Like how awful that is. I just can't stand
it. well, luckily he doesn't really play the drums, so
you need to stop.
What's the joke? What has 9 arms and sucks? Def Leppard.
The lamest joke ever.
That's a good one.
That has a counter joke too.
What is a counter joke like? What has
and rocks?
what has 100 arms, 100 legs, and 3 teeth. Front row to Willie Nelson concert. What? Anyways, do I have anything else to oh yeah, I do. Look at this. My buddy found this at a thrift shop and gave it to me. Can you see that?
Oh, that's my new Christmas present.
I just
I
got
see a Steve
You weren't
Clark
supposed
down
to show
there.
her.
I see Steve Clark. I see.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a reproduction because yeah, I would think it would have the copyright date
The
on
thing
there.
is that reproductions don't look that bad. You
Uh,
know, that
so
looks like my lover boy, like shirt from the 80s. I trust
uh,
it is too, because it looks just like that.
yeah, so if it's not worth that much on eBay, you may get that for Christmas. You never know. Um, so taking the place of Brent Tree, what do we got going on? He's going to learn that when he's chewing, you want to wing this. If you can
Oh
dodge a
God.
wrench, you can dodge a ball or whatever that fucking line is.
Next, the dog has an eye patch. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were just wrestling.
Well, no, I'd be
You're
like,
just playing ball.
I was like,
Playing
no, we
catch.
had a rematch, and the ref was knocked out, so I had this in my tights, and whack. And then the ref woke up. I threw this out of the ring, and we got the 3 count and kept my belt. So anyways,
Was it the news in the
you ever
for
watched
Night Ranger or
have
in
you
the
ever
pod?
watched? Have you ever watched an episode of this?
I never remember how the story goes or like the format goes.
I don't know who we talk about. Robyn.
Fan.
Let's see here. So we're going to talk about anything that was on the Fans in Motion page that either of you liked, that stood out. Lisa, save this. What do you got?
I was looking at somebody posted a thing about Tommy Shaw.
Yes. I got Kung Fu. Keep going.
Oh no.
Yes.
Say Midnight Madness. Well, somebody posted that about Tommy Shaw saying that he doesn't see them ever reforming Damn Yankees again. So I was looking at that.
Keep talking.
That looks so stupid.
Entertain me. Say something like
I feel like Jack and Ted may do something, but as far as all of the Damn Yankees, like all 4 of them, probably not.
No.
If those that don't know, Tommy was on Eddie Trunk, and he basically, I mean, listen, I'm sure this is probably how most of them have thought for a while, but Tommy finally came out and said it. Basically said, listen, let's keep Damn Yankees in the past. We had our day. What am I going to do with like my band?
He doesn't want them to take a back seat.
Take 6 months off, and and he basically, way he sounded was like, listen, we had our time and place, and I'd just rather leave it at that. And he did say some more interesting stuff to where he's like, the first album was magic, but he's like, but by the second album, like there was, kind of alluded to there was problems starting to arise.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically said we ran it into the ground, and basically it's done. So so I don't see that happening, which if it was going to happen, it would have already happened.
Sounds like that thing you do story.
I mean, now a lot of people don't know that Damn Yankees did play one show together back in like 2007. Alice Cooper has like a Christmas show every year. Alice Cooper's Pudding.
The Christmas Pudding.
Yeah. And maybe like 2007, it's right around there. Damn Yankees reformed and played a show.
Okay.
I don't know. There is photos. Well, I don't know about live photos. I'm sure there is. But the photo you will see mostly is a photo of the four of them backstage with their wives. So I know there's a couple other photos I've seen, but none of them performing. It was all just like before they hit the stage and stuff. And then I think Jack, Ted, and Tommy, maybe something at NAMM. I can't remember for sure. I know Jack and Ted did something, but I think Tommy was there too. So, there you go. You're probably not going to get any Damn Yankees reunion, but listen. All right. The good thing is we don't need a Damn Yankees reunion because that Damn Yankees music is alive and well. When you go see Night Ranger, you will hear some Damn Yankees, and you will enjoy it, and you will love it, and you will praise Jesus and everybody else, because that music is kept alive by Night Ranger.
I like hearing the Damn Yankees at the Night Ranger.
So do I.
Like, especially high enough, because I love to sing as well. So it's just really fun just to belt it out as much as I can.
I mean, listen, obviously I'm at a lot of shows. When they play like high enough, especially, fucking people dig it. I see people standing up and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I just like it, just to piss people off. Anyways, so yes, there was that interview with Tommy Shaw. Like I said, go to Eddie Trunk. I'm sure his website or whatever has that. What else we got?
I always like seeing the posts of just people posting the just random links to the songs, because it's always nice either seeing the video or otherwise, like, oh yeah, this song, or like randomly there's like Play Rough and it's like, oh yeah. And then someone posted like their like memorabilia of like the tickets and signed stuff, and it makes me want to just frame my stuff.
Tim's Vinyl Confessions, which I was
yes.
All right, where you at?
Oh, good.
Oh Lord, there's a mess. Tim's Vinyl Confessions, which I was a guest on his podcast a couple weeks ago, he added Beating Off the Mojo cassette. He thinks he has them all now except for 7, and I think that's where the cassettes end, is with 7. But what else do we got there on the Fans in Motion? Entertain me. Who did this? Carrie Peterson posted this interview from Rip magazine, and this was probably the first rock magazine I bought back in like 1990. And hey, let's not chew on that, damn it. Hey, come on, that's a signed poster. So anyways, this was like probably my first, I don't think I knew rock magazines existed, until I saw this at Mr. Money'sworth, I think was the grocery store. And I bought it, or had my grandma buy it or something. And it was just cool seeing Jack Blades in print and talking about Night Ranger. And, because at that time, being 13, I had, fuck Night Ranger. I hadn't seen Night Ranger on MTV for 5 years. That was about half my damn life. So that was cool when she posted that. She also posted, they showed like Jack and Tommy at their apartment, at Tommy's apartment, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I remember that, because I remember like they're talking about jogging, and I was like, how cool would that be, just to be driving and you see Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw jogging? But that was the first like leak or whatever. She mentions that they were recording a song called Don't Talk to Me Anymore. And it shows them, in the studio with that. And I just was thinking, oh, it's such a cool song title. It's going to be rocking. And then I get the CD when it comes out. Totally not rocking. It's like one of the lightest songs on that record. But anyways, that's how things were done back then. You get the magazine and read all the details and wait 3 months for the record to come out. Let's see here. Here's the old Andy and Gary with Mark Fiore of Keel. Brad Gillis's buddy, by the way. And they met Anthony Fox, who is the guy that's basically produced and mastered the last 3 or 4 Night Ranger studio records. So you got that. Here's the little look at that banner we got back here.
Nice.
We almost look professional.
Well, I'm just looking now that Tom Chapin had that awesome like 80s-esque poster. It's like Man in Motion of Brad, Jeff, and Jack. It's like one of those cool 80s posters where it's like got the like the big picture and then like graphics and then like something about the band underneath it.
I don't know if I saw it. I had to
6 days ago.
All right. Well, here's the article from Metal Edge where they're recording Shaw Blades.
Okay.
Riveting talk. Riveting AM radio.
I don't know. I mean, I could go in the other room and show you some of my
Is
stuff.
this what you're talking about?
Yeah, I had like a Judas Priest poster like that too. I just like that kind of style.
That is Tom didn't design that. That is a
well, no, I know.
Oh, I thought you
he
meant
posted it.
Well, Tom, all right. I thought you meant he designed it, but Tom designs a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That is from the Big Life
Oh, okay.
era. I would assume it's an advertisement for Hammer guitars. Let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Which you see, which Jack is always the one you kind of associate with Hammer, but you got Brad there playing that red and black Hammer, which I don't know how long he played that on that tour, but I don't see him playing that very often since then.
Maybe that's the guitar tone for that album, for those songs.
You know what? Well, I don't think really with Night Ranger, but you'd be surprised how many band, like musicians have like an instrument that's kind of associated with them, kind of like, Brad,
yeah, I know.
Bubba.
Zach Wild's guitar for sure. Like everyone associates.
But what I'm saying is they'll record with other instruments. You won't ever see them playing it, but you'll hear them talk about. I just remember like Gene Simmons talking about Revenge, and he used like this cheap ass like red Yamaha bass. He's like, it was cheap, but I couldn't get anything else that sounded better. And and I remember I think Nikki Sixx, he was talking about recording, and you always think of him with Thunderbirds, and he ended up using something totally different. I can't remember, but yeah, so maybe he did record with it and didn't record with the Strat like we always see. You never know.
I just know how they work and stuff, how like some like they'll have the guitars for different tunings, because like this one's an A and E. Hey, I need this guitar.
That is why I have, because I don't talk about it a lot, but I used to
play bass, right?
In a rock and roll band. My thing is we were perfectionists, so we never really got. I fired, I think, like 12 singers, and eventually after a while, I think I ended up going to Iraq, and that kind of put a dent in things. But yeah, that's what we all did. We had a rack of guitar. I had a rack of basses. You had a rack of guitars. because we would play every song in the correct tuning. And you know, all the singers, we got great compliments. So we were always like, man, it's like playing to the CD, which, you know, that's, you know, I'm not a very musical person. I'm more mechanical. Like I probably haven't played those songs in 15 years, but I could probably pick up a bass and play it just because I think, you know, like, okay, 4 or 5, you know, whatever frets. And, you know,
I like the guy in Rockstar,
you know, and
Steel Dragon.
I've seen
Have
it
you seen
once,
that movie?
But where some people shit comes easy, right? You know, just
Mhm.
by ear. I'm not an ear guy. But anyways, we want to buy a bass guitar, some bass guitars, get a hold of them. I do. I got probably 10 over there. I need to get rid of.
Sell
but,
those, you can add to your other collections.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's just hard to sell basses or
Mm.
guitars in general. You know, pawn shops don't really, you know, first of all, no one's really, I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit of a resurgence, but, you know, kids just aren't playing them like they used to. So you're not going to get much for them at pawn shops. You hate posting them on like eBay, because then, you know, you got to mail them,
Wait.
you know, and then you got, you know, if they get it and they don't like it, you know, or they say something's wrong with it, well, then you got an issue. Okay, mail it back. Well, that's another $50 you got to pay. So that's kind of why I've held on to them. It's just, how the fuck do I get rid of them? I mean, there's a couple that you know, I got the Nikki 6 Gibson Blackbird. That's worth probably worth 3,000 or 4,000 now. When I bought it back in the early 2000s, God, you couldn't probably get one. I think I bought it for like $800. You know, and then I got like a Fender, you know, real nice Fender jazz bass, and a lot of others. So, anyways, I digress. But my favorite bass is this fucking PV B90, beat the hell, you know, with EMG pickups I put in, maybe worth $200-300. I played that more than I did, you know, my $1,000 basses, just because it just had such punch and it just sounded so great. So it's like, why am I buying these other fucking guitars? Like, so and I would go and buy like cheap PVs and try to replicate, you know, put those pickups in and try to get more that sounded like that, and just never quite worked. Right there, Wing Chun.
Doing good.
Talk about Midnight Madness.
Midnight Madness.
We broke it.
Do your Japanese cartoon.
You know, yeah. Tell me, like, talk about climbing the mountain and you know, summoning your ancestors and you know, fighting in the clouds.
Asian or like American, Native American, or like
they got mountains in Japan. Shit.
yeah.
All right. Other than that, I think we've gone long enough. We don't need to tell you what's all on Fans of Motion. You're probably already there. If you're not one of the cool
He's
kids.
just worried about what his dog's into now.
That is true.
For the next couple of years, you're going to be worried about that.
Oh, he's right at my feet. Good thing I didn't step on him. But all right.
I did get one new
Ooh, what we got?
thing.
Yeah.
Look
at you. Look at Lisa go. Hold on.
Here. It's the Don't Let Up CD.
Oh.
But Daryl bought it for me. He saw somebody posted it on the page and he thought he was buying me the vinyl. And it came and it was the CD.
Yes, what you get.
He didn't read the fine print there, but
always got to read the fine print.
Hey, now you can easily put it on your computer if you don't already.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's why I want Big Life.
This was only $12. So yeah, at least he tried.
He tried. Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
You know what though? He probably
And your grandparents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's 4 weeks today.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's amazing that you're a grandma and you're only 29.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yep, you've now not me, but you'd be like you're a gilf now, right? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So not to me, because we got a working relationship, and
Yeah.
I like Daryl and everything, but
My gosh.
what? Yeah. But what would be like a great grandma? Would that be like a good
Good
gilf?
gilf.
Good gilf? Like, or is that
Grand gilf.
is that a gilf times 2, like gilf squared?
Maybe.
We got to do some math here. Let's so what is a great grandmother I would like to fornicate?
I'll probably be dead by then, so I won't be one of those.
But I've found, older women, they're a lot like kittens. If you pet them in the right spot, they'll purr. But yeah. And I have found, like, the older I get too, the easier it is to jerk off to Golden Girls. Like, like it used to be like, oh, they're so old, and now it's like, it just depends on like what season you're getting to.
So little B.
I can't say I've had that problem.
Like season 1 of Blanche. I mean, fuck, 2 minutes, I'm done. But you know what's weird? It's like B. Arthur, it don't matter. Like Maude, Golden Girls season 7, season 8, fucking does it for me.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, so anyways, there we go. But yeah,
I've always had the opposite problem.
What, getting off the Golden Girls?
Oh, weird. No.
You should well, then I was going to say, you might be better off. There's a spinoff called Empty Nest.
Empty Nest
with Richard Mulligan. So maybe you flick the bean to that.
I don't even know who that is. I'm scared to look this up. I don't want to.
But all this started with Lisa having a grandkid. Way to go, Lisa.
I know.
Yeah.
Us old ladies will do that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the tyke. What do they usually ask? How much did it weigh?
She was 8'7". She's a little stinker. She doesn't sleep well.
Oh. What's the name?
Emma
Grace. All right.
Oh.
And then I mean, hell, in a couple of years, your youngest will be having one probably.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
I got to get my oldest on it.
Ain't that like out in the country? That's like one of the prerequisites to graduate, right? Is to either be pregnant or have knock someone up before you graduate.
Yeah.
You guys have tractor day out there?
If we do, I don't know about it. I don't know. I'm sure they do. There's a lot of rednecks. You can tell when I take Nolan to school in the morning. You can tell who the rednecks are. You can drive through the parking lot at the school and just by looking at their trucks and stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff. What else we got? Did we figure out what we call great grandmother?
Why don't you look that up?
No, I don't think it is. I think
it's got to be an Urban Dictionary.
I think what we do is we come up with it. Then what we got to do is write our findings and what we think, and we submit it to one of the journals, Massachusetts or whatever, MIT, and we'll let our peers take a look at it, and we'll get feedback. And I don't know, I think I like Gilf squared. I mean, even though I don't know if mathematically that would be a great grandmother. I mean, would that be a great grandmother if you square Gilf? I don't know. So I don't know if if you say you know.
Wait, what is the age that the youngest you can be as a great grandmother?
Well, it depends. In Alabama, it's probably like fucking 39.
I'm just trying to think of how realistic this even is.
So, like, say you were 13 and your 13-year-old, you had a 13-year-old that had, so you were 13 and had a baby, and that child was 13 and had a baby.
I said 39, 13, 13, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've thought about this before. So I don't know if like gilfs. I don't think you can do. I don't think gilf squared. I don't think gilf squared will equal great grandmother. I think it'll equal like great grandmother, which I'm sure there's one I'd probably still bang with enough booze. But yeah, maybe we would probably just have to do like a like maybe like Tigger, like a double G ilf. You know? Yeah.
There
like,
you go.
I'm laughing. I have like a huge Tigger, like
Do
Yeah.
you?
So
like
when
3 foot tall.
so when Emma has a kid, you know, and there's someone, you know, walking by you looking at you, Lisa, going, "Damn, that's a gilf." You'd be like, "Nope, double G ilf."
Yeah.
All right. So the wonderful thing about Tiggers are wonderful things. So I think we got it right. Double G ilf.
I think that's it.
All right.
Write that paper and submit it.
Well,
My
that's
childhood.
I always like Gopher.
Ruined now, isn't it?
Remember Gopher? He was only in like the Saturday morning cartoon one. Remember Gopher?
No, I only watched it in my VHS. Winnie.
Okay. Well, you know.
I had all the different ones. I had the snow one. I have the Tigger movie.
I mean, as I get older, like I've found, like I think I've dated every woman. Like every woman I've dated's had like the same like issues as Rabbit. You know what I mean? Like whiny and always something going on and bitching about something and just depressed. And I mean, it's just like, you know, they're throwing a little bit of Eeyore with them. You know, it's just like, you know.
Then go for Tiggers or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm not.
There's your problem.
Yeah, usually with them to be like Tigger, there's fucking narcotics involved. You know, it's like, yeah.
Not always.
Let's do that. Yeah, no. No. And the older I get, you know, I used to think I was Tigger, but now I'm Pooh. You know, it's like, oh bother.
No, owl.
Yeah. No, I'm not smart. You know, I just want to fucking eat honey and
He can be mean.
lounge and you know, hang out with bacon. All right. What else we got? So Baltimore next Baltimore in April.
April 22nd, I think.
I think they have buy one get one free tickets. So listen, April 22nd, something like that. Rock the Heart. Oh shit, my kid's got a birthday right around there. April 20th. How am I going to do that? You know what? I don't think he'll. If I don't give him a calendar, he's not really going to know.
Got him a dog.
5. Yeah. You know what? I got to give this kid lessons on, you know, bad dads. You know, I've been too good of a dad. So, you know, maybe I'll hit the bricks for that weekend. But
bring him with.
Yeah, I could. All right. So April.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
there's quite a few people from the page going.
Yep.
That's
Except for you know, Tommy Two-Tone up there. Not Lisa, Robyn. Yeah, I don't know. Robyn,
I think you've called her me multiple times today.
Well, see, listen, the way I get around that is I just call every woman babe, right? I can't really do that on here, so I'm trying. But you know, like if you just call everyone baby, like you can't fuck that up, because if you've ever fucked it up, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure you said that too before Wabash.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Well, really, where it came in to, I used to bartend, so I knew this jukebox at our bar very well. And I was with this girl, and we're at the jukebox, back when you had to pick your CDs and shit.
Yeah,
And
I remember doing that.
I remember I was talking, and I go, hey, and I just start saying, hey, Melissa. But in my head, I just go, hey, Melissa. And in my head, I'm like, that's not her name, Melissa. And she looks at me, and I'm like, it's a great song by the Allman Brothers. Let's see if it's on here. And I knew the Allman Brothers was on there. And sure, sure shit, Melissa was on. And I saved myself. I mean, that should go down like
That was a
whatever,
good save.
whatever fucking Hall of Fame there is. That should go in it. But yeah, I was like right then and there. It's like,
I think everyone's done that, but that was a good comeback.
oh, fucking A. I got a lot of them.
Oh, you like Almond Brothers?
Yeah, I mean, thank God I didn't call hey Eunice. Like, oh fuck. Did Fall have a song called Eunice? I don't fucking know. You remind me of my grandmother, Eunice. But anyways,
Sorry.
So but yeah, totally still on that subject of be in Baltimore next month and party with us. Robyn, you going?
No, I cannot attend. Stuck in Cleveland, but I really want to go to one of those July shows. So holding out for that.
Well, you just go to Baltimore.
You're gonna fly me?
No, you just drive. Put some gas in your car.
I don't have a car.
All right. Well, that's
Ta-da.
probably another.
That's a little hard then.
Probably
It's a
another
little
story.
hard.
Well, I mean, you do what they used to do, back in the day. Just
What, Fred Flintstone it?
Well, walk down the road,
Hitchhike.
show a little bit of leg,
Too many serial killers for hitchhiking.
Listen, if you do the math, kind of like I did for great grandmas, I like to do. If you do the math, the odds, and what's really, you can even increase like lessen the odds if you are the serial killer and you're hitchhiking, right? Like, you just reverse that shit, and then you just don't, or maybe you do, and then you have a car. I don't know. I mean, these are things you gotta consider.
No way to run their check the VIN number, anything like that.
Well, listen, I mean, if you're a serial killer, you're going to know. I mean, listen, I'll talk to you when we're off air, but you're going to ditch. You need to ditch that vehicle after about 300 miles. Okay.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, is you really want to, if you're going to do that, because they're going to be able to kind of determine where, hey, this person was heading, 71 south, and you take over the vehicle, they're going to assume you continue down 71 south. But what you got to do is think ahead. If you're wanting to go 71 north, you take the vehicle, do your thing that makes you feel like God, and then you turn it around and you head north. They'll start looking south. That throws them off a little bit too.
You worry me sometimes.
Then if the cops
I've already thought of 3 counter plans to what you think.
And then if you're going to bury somebody, I always suggest bury them vertical, because if they are searching for shallow graves and they're using like any satellite or drones, they are just looking for about 6 foot sections that have been disturbed. But if you bury someone vertical, you're only talking by maybe a 1.5 by
you realize it's 6 foot in, isn't it? 6 foot.
No, but what I'm saying is you're burying them vertical. So
Yeah.
You have to dig a 6-foot deep hole.
It's still going to be 6 foot deep if people are like between 5 to 6 feet.
what I'm saying
normally,
is, listen,
they'd be standing up 6
satellites are looking for land that's been disturbed in a 6-foot section.
Well, yeah.
If you bury them vertical, that's not a 6-foot section. They'll ignore that. Listen, you got to think this stuff out, right?
They can still see how deep it is and see
No,
that
they don't
still
see, they don't
deeper.
see the depth. They don't see the depth. A person is about 6 feet. So when you bury him like this,
Yeah.
they see the ground is about the shape of a person that's been disturbed. If they just look at that, well, that's not a person, it's been disturbed. That's just an animal burrowing or something. But they don't know that you've buried them vertically because you're a smart motherfucker. Right?
Brings me back to those tree trunk people.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. They would have
Mhm.
probably never found them if he hadn't told them either. So yeah, and if let's say like you're on the run and a cop passes you and realizes it's you and they turn around and they're turning around, they're coming after you. Most people will either take the first right or they will turn right. It's you take a left. All right. That's just 90% of the time. Oh shit, cops turn around to come get me. They'll want to get off that road, but they'll turn right just because most people are naturally right-handed. It's the lane, it's the road that's closest.
You usually don't have to wait to go.
You won't have to wait for oncoming traffic. Yeah.
So
do you watch a lot of these documentaries, like the serial killer ones?
I do.
So does Daryl. He watches them constantly. It worries me.
I've seen some on like Netflix, like the who was a guy in Wisconsin?
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I guess.
Or
Wisconsin.
Ed Gein.
Well, shit. I mean, I guess it's easier to. I guess that don't matter. What's the fuck's going on in Wisconsin? But no. The guy and his nephew. He was convicted of rape, and then they found out he didn't do it, and then he got arrested.
Making a murderer.
Steve Avery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see those. Those ones were good.
God, both your eyes lit up.
Me.
I think you guys are probably writing him. But
I don't think he did it.
I literally wrote him once. You shut up.
Did you really?
I saw. You never wrote me back or anything. But I totally did.
Listen,
it was before the second one came out.
I think Lisa's just not telling us the truth because I saw it in both your eyes, like like making a murder Stephen Avery, and like if I'm pretty sure you guys were rubbing nips or something. Yeah, weirdos. But yes,
cover-ups, man.
I've seen that one, and I don't know. Sure, there's others I've seen on.
What the hell's going on in Wisconsin?
Yeah, the one in Wisconsin, yeah. Here's fucking Lisa and Robyn, Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, let me start with the A's. How about Asbel? Just name them all.
I know I wouldn't want to go to that Manitowoc County where that all happened.
Yeah.
I
would not just trust any of those people there at all. Oh no.
So corrupt.
Nope.
Well, listen, you know what though? If they're Night Ranger fans, I'm sure it'll be okay. Be like
hopefully they're not on this watching the podcast.
Be like hey, I might have did the murder, but I can get you a Jack Plate's guitar pick. Yeah, you're cool, dude. We'll just fucking go back to that family and arrest one of those guys and Robyn can ride him.
What are you talking about? Because they're trying to say that the uncle did it with the other brother because it was his nephew and Steven and his nephew Brendan, but they're saying that it's actually Brendan's older brother and their stepfather that actually did it.
I think that's more likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where does Brad Gillis fit into all this? Where was he at the time?
Right.
It was said when they found the car in the distance, they could hear a whammy bar. Yep. But yeah, there you go. You've gotten all your Night Ranger news. You've gotten, ways to hide bodies.
Straight from Josh himself.
Yeah. And
Serial killer 101.
Listen, if you're going to, end it with like your hands, I always suggest get a good, probably like a population. Well, you got to think too, you can't go like buy a phone book 20, 30 years ago. I would say you need a phone book about the size of a population of a city, about 60,000. Okay. And then what you do is you put the phone book between you and them. And that's when you go to town, right? Because it's going to bash them, but it's not going to be exact fist marks and stuff like that.
When you go to town.
Yeah.
You get it?
Now, listen, I mean, 30 years ago, I would tell you need a population of probably 35,000. You don't want to get a big ass phone book either, because then, you're doing a lot of extra work and, they're not fucking getting hurt that much and it gets awkward. So, you want to be efficient.
You know what he's talking about, Lisa?
So I'm think that he's saying that if you're going to try to beat someone, you wouldn't leave fist marks, right?
Yeah, you want to use a phone book in between you and the person. But you don't want to get too big a phone book. Like I said, don't
that'll get your arm sore.
Yeah, you're yeah. I mean, don't be like, fucking
what kind of trailer park shit is this?
Hey, so when you're getting an argument with your neighbor, don't grab your Cleveland fucking phone book, and hey, hold still, you want to get just like, Wycliffe, just get the Wycliffe one, all right? and then you use that one.
God.
All right. And take it. Yeah, I mean, and I always tell people don't use a gun. I mean, I always like a knife, you get to see the body, the soul leave the body and stuff, and it's magical. And yeah, so like, you got a preferred choice
of what?
Anyways, don't tell me you love me. When I was in Iraq, I had a hatchet because I told him, I'm like, listen, these motherfuckers, they're used to M16s, and M4s and stuff, right? They don't fucking, but some fucker has a hatchet, like, they're gonna think like, what the fuck is this, Comanche Indian or what? What the fuck is this guy? And so that's what I had with me. Like, give me a hatchet. That's all I want. So, and it's, I mean, some people like, well, a hatchet and axe. No, you want a hatchet. It's a little bit smaller. Slender, and it's got a nicer angle, so, but, generally speaking, I mean, it's going to do just more, just superficial damage instead of like, you got a good, axe, you hit once, but it takes more force, but once it hits, it's good. The hatchet, you're just going to, scare the piss out of them, hurt them a little bit. You're going to have to make sure you got enough time for 2 or 3 whacks, so.
Like Lizzie Borden.
Oh, is that who we're talking about now? Great band. I used to know Lizzie Borden joke, but I can't think of it now. So what else we got? Anything else? What's crazy is I'm reasonably sober for this episode. So just imagine me if boozing it up.
Maybe next time get a little on board.
Well, that and no puppy distractions. I would love to see if you leave that in or not, and if not, just to see a whole video of a blooper reel of you just going like, "Hey, stop that! That's a fine poster."
It was. I think it's a Motley Crue '94 poster signed to my kid from John Corabi.
Well, that could be easy to get. He's pretty easy to meet and see. He's nice.
Yeah. Plus, probably when I'm older, my kid ain't going to do with me anyways, So,
That is the worst Motley Crue album.
yeah. News from Cleveland today. Rockin' Robin's come up missing. We've searched all the shallow graves and 6-foot disturbances.
You want to know the biggest reason where they fucked up? It is not fucking Motley Crue without the original members. So if there's not Vince, Mick, Tommy, and Vince,
So why are you on a Night Ranger podcast that doesn't have Alan Fitzgerald or Jeff Watson?
What? No, because they don't have a new album called Night Ranger.
They do have albums called Night Ranger. They just didn't self-title them.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't self-title an album called Night Ranger without the original members.
I am going to use my blackmail now, not on them playing Man Emotion stuff, but to name their next record just Night Ranger, just so I can get back at you.
My first thought, what? Getting Fitz and Jeff back? What?
But
self-titled.
That album, I mean, when that album first came out, I bought it just because it'd been like a 5-year build up for it or whatever. And I was just
the Motley Crue one, you mean?
Yep. I drove my Toyota Corolla with my 2 baby brothers and my buddy Adam, my buddy David. They stayed in the car while I went into the mall. Went to the first record store. They wouldn't sell it to me because it had to, I'd bought all kinds of records with, parental, stuff on it. For some reason that day they wouldn't sell it to me, so I had to go to the other record store in the mall and get it. And I remember I brought it to school the next day, and my buddy had got it, and we were both like, "Wait a second, we got different albums." They had the different color records, and
oh yeah.
I just remember thinking that CD was so fucking good, and it is good, and it's gone to where now it's kind of like got this big cult following, and people finally enjoy it. Had to sneak out of the house to go see them in concert. So I had tickets to see them in Columbus, and then I had a girl over at my house. My mom wasn't there. She found out, sold my tickets. That was my punishment.
Look at you on a Motley Crue podcast.
Wow.
So then I had to go buy tickets and sneak away to go see him in Louisville. But I saw him, and
I've got quite a history with Motley Crue too. Nothing that glamorous. Oh, God. That'd be way too fun.
the first clinic I ever had to go to was because of Motley Crue.
No, I was using
as a matter of fact,
Motley Crue as a way to get kicked out of the Christian school I was in and stuff.
Really,
I blame them so much for a lot of my rebellion in my teenage years.
Kicked out of Christian school. Lisa, what do you got to top that there, Wing Chung?
I don't have anything to top that.
Oh, come on. Listen, Daryl's not going to watch this.
No, I don't think he will, but
so what happened last week? You got to have something.
Last week?
Well, I was out searching for clothes for my grandkid. Next thing I know,
the what was it? The Tigger.
Yeah. The next thing I know,
OnlyFans.
Yes, this young guy came up to me. He's like, "Excuse me, you don't look it, but are you a double ilf?" And you're like, "No, I'm just a regular old-fashioned gilf." And he was like, "That'll do."
That'll do.
that'll do.
That'll do.
He has spoken then.
So we found a hotel that advertised that they had cable and free HBO in the rooms.
Is that H2's hotel?
Lisa's like, how does he fucking know this shit?
No, one of those coin-operated vibrating beds.
Yeah, motherfuckers take dollars now. But
with those heart-shaped beds.
Well, it used to be, in the 80s and stuff, like that's how they would advertise, cable TV. free HBO.
Mm.
And now if like you're wanting to get bed bugs, that's what you look for. Free cable, HBO. I'm like, that's where I'll take my lady of the night. Let's go to this Regal Inn here. Can I get some extra towels and some penicillin? Yeah, so whatever. Lisa's story, not mine.
Yeah.
I love she's just like, yeah, I was in jail. Yeah, no tell.
Like, listen, buddy, if you don't get the deluxe room, you can just get back in that semi and take off.
And don't even talk to me at the reunion.
Yep. All right. Do we put people out of their misery? I mean, there's really no one listening at this point. So I mean, we can just keep chatting. So how close was I, Lisa? Like, he didn't fucking drive a semi truck. It was a fucking Ford Bronco. 79 with 75% matching rims.
I don't remember what he drove.
There's this girl I used to date, or no, I wasn't dating her at that time, but I was bartending. She came in, ordered a beer, and she had this huge bag of nickels. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck's all this? You're paying me for a beer and nickels. Where'd you get this big bag of nickels at? She goes, I think I fucked this joke up. Oh no, yeah, I did. So I went to work the next day, and someone's like, "Hey, how'd you get that black eye?" And her name was Jessica. I'm like, I called Jessica a whore. And like, what'd she do? Punch you? I'm like, no. I called her a cheap whore. I'm fucking this joke all up. And they're like, well, what'd she do? Punch you? And I'm like, no, she hit me with her bag of nickels. See, cheap whore, bag of nickels. But what I was getting at was, another girl I knew, Renee. She came in and she's like, I fucking made a ton of money tonight on the street. I'm like, really? And I was like, well, how much did you make? She goes, $331.05. I'm like, what? 5 cents? Like, who paid you a nickel? And she goes, all of them. It's better when you tell the joke and like you like, if I would say, Lisa went out, did that, and you got someone in with it. But yeah, I didn't do that. What else we got, guys? Come on. This is already fucking off the rails. Like, listen, if this was don't tell me,
it's been an hour and a half, right?
if this was don't tell me you love me video, like where they're on the railroad tracks, and I think that was filmed in California, we are probably somewhere in New Mexico. Okay. We are not on that track. Yeah. So what do you got there? What you got, Robyn? Lisa? Well, come on. Well, we already got Lisa's.
For what?
Sure. What happened to your car?
What?
What happened to your car?
Don't worry about it.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Did Lisa's trucker guy steal it? He ditched it like 300 miles down the road, opposite direction?
No.
You still got the boyfriend? How's he doing?
I do. The fiance.
Oh,
good. How does that work? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if I won't say, I should say it, but I won't say it.
Oh God.
See this? That right there? Rings don't plug that. Never put a ring on it.
Lovely words from Josh.
Yeah. Words of wisdom.
Listen. There was a time when I bartended that I was probably dating more married women than I was single women, which I was fine with because they didn't want, much. But like my perfect woman was if they were married and they were pregnant, like they don't want commitment. I know it's not mine. It's kind of like a third titty there too, you know. So listen, married
It's
and
a
pregnant.
win-win, right?
It was. So Robin's just like, this guy is so enlightened.
Well, it's like, yeah, I understand that, but just because people cheat doesn't mean you shouldn't go and do whatever anyway. People don't cheat and people cheat when they're married. So why do one or the other just because people do one thing or the other?
I appreciate anybody who can be in long-term relationships, and
it's been over 5 years so far.
Yeah. Look, well, my thing is if you're in a relationship and you're not cheating, the other one is.
No, that's not true.
Josh is insecure.
Yeah. Listen,
Not true.
Yeah.
A lot of people suck, and a lot of girls can be like Amber Heard, but not all of them are. Do we give you that? Yes. That's partially why I think it was so interesting, because a lot of girls don't think like that. So it's just so wild to just see it.
Watch all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Come from a girl too. Like, and to speak from like I speak for domestic violence. Like, we never asked you and stop talking.
Yeah. I mean, and
that
then,
was what made it so crazy to watch.
I know. And then, like, remember, I mean, I think like it was the attorney. Remember they brought up like, what do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes? Nothing. You've already told her twice. I think that's what the lawyer said. I can't remember. You know,
maybe what, her lawyer? I was gonna say, if she actually said that, her lawyer would have been the one to say that.
I'll tell you what. Hey, I will say this. You know what's worse than a male chauvinist pig? A woman who doesn't do what she's told.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, you got the guys that do the mansplaining. Now, mansplaining is when someone explains it to you, but they break it down because you can't really put it together. So that, they break it down like easy parts. That's what mansplaining is. But yeah, if you pay attention, you'll probably,
now I understand.
You'll probably, catch on. And yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't even know why women wear watches, when there's a clock on the stove. It's like a little bit redundant, if you ask me. Just my thoughts.
Talking about mansplaining, we did a game night a few weeks ago, and one of the guys there, I can't remember what the game was we were playing, but that word came up. I think it was like what's that game? Oh, Cards Against Humanity.
Okay.
That word came up and he didn't know what it meant. I had to explain it to him.
You know what? I ended a relationship once because we had a game night. Like, I dated her for it was probably 8 months, a year. And we went out to like a, couple that we knew, and there was another couple there. And I find myself drinking beer, playing Uno, and somewhat mildly enjoying it. And I just remember, like, how old was I? 22. I'm like, I just said, this is it. Like, I cannot be this at 22. And probably the next week, that's told her we were breaking up. Yep. Drinking 12-pack of ribbon and playing Uno. And I never played. That's the only time in my life I ever played Uno. I remember there's like one card that was really good to have. What was that?
What, the +4?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I
a wild card +4.
Yeah. I think they played Yahtzee or something that some shit with dice.
Fun.
Well, I don't mind playing like dice, like bar dice, but when I'm fucking trying to spell words or some shit, I don't, it's like, this Like, how do you go from playing Uno and fucking Yahtzee to like,
What, Scrabble or something?
banging the shit out of each other dirty? It's like it don't work in that direction.
And then you play Cards Against Humanity instead.
Is that like,
What, you haven't played it yet?
You never played that.
oh, why the fuck
Oh,
would I want to play
Oh
that?
my god, it's so funny.
it is hilarious.
I like to play the whole, hey, let's fucking drink excessively and fornicate.
Well, we
No,
do that
this
while we're playing.
is so
Look at there. Look there. We got a little swinger over here. Fucking the truck drivers show up. Yeah, we get fucking naked and we fucking play cards. And, hey, this card says I got to shove it up an orifice.
well, no, like the cards will be really fucked up. Like, I can't even explain it, but it can sometimes be like blank, like filling in the blanks, like.
And you have
this
cards that
and
have
this.
different words that
Listen,
you would fill it in with.
You get the right kind of whiskey and the right kind of woman, you can fill in a lot of blanks too. All right, you don't need to have cards to get you crazy.
The best part is when you have nothing, so you have like this weird ass bullshit that you're like, well, I don't know when I was going to use flying pigs anyway, or like Michael Jackson's butt or something weird like that.
Well,
those
again,
are like examples of cards that are like what they have.
With some good whiskey and the right woman, you can go, hey, speaking of flying pigs and Michael Jackson's butt, why don't you blow me out by the dumpster? The same thing. You just don't have to go to Target and buy a deck of cards. All right. I'm assuming they sell them at Target, and because I'm assuming that you guys are women and that's where you shop.
I saw it at the record exchange today, actually. They had Cards Against Humanity.
Should have took this and beat them with it. Like, why are you selling stuff that's not vinyl?
You know what they started selling there? Vacuums,
Cards Against Humanity,
food processors, like electric drills. I'm like, I thought this was a record store.
You know what?
A mini fridge.
you can buy vinyl and equipment to dispose of bodies. Give me the drill, the lime. Give me give me that blender. Because after you cut the fingertips off, right? Because you don't want fingerprints.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer.
You can blend.
And he was using the drills too.
Yeah.
Did Jeffrey Dahmer take off fingertips? I mean, really,
he ate people.
Yeah, I know he ate people, but what you do is you cut off fingertips and you take out their fucking teeth, and then they can't do fingerprints or do the dental. But nowadays it don't fucking matter,
No, he was drilling holes in the people's skull and putting acid in their brain to make.
Oh yeah, fucking that's not much. But
not much. He only succeeded once.
But yeah, I mean, I would think, you know what show you couldn't do like now is The Sopranos, because they would do like one whack and there'd be fucking doorbell cameras, and it'd be like it would be like a 2-episode show, forget about it. Let's go. They go fucking whack somebody in episode 1, and then they all get arrested in episode 2 because there's fucking surveillance cameras, and you see Paulie Walnuts on fucking someone's doorbell video. And that's it.
That's why they have a lot of shows and stuff set in the 80s so much now, because the only thing similar to that was close was walkie-talkies, and it puts you back into the unconnectedness of everything. It's easier to have stories.
I mean, I miss the golden days where you could just leave some ejaculate and not have to worry about it, and just just
nobody ever heard of DNA.
Yeah, and if I want to take a heater and smoke it and dispose of it, hey, whatever. But now it's like, you can't. Those days are gone. Those days are gone, unfortunately. And just thanks, Bin Laden. So Yeah. So, all right. Are we done? What are we doing?
I thought we were done like a half hour ago.
This is still our episode. Listen.
So you're not cutting all this out?
No. First of all, I don't like to edit. So I'm definitely not. Do I still got a dog here? Hey.
He's taking a shit in your bed.
Oh no, he's right there. Don't call that dog Lucky. Who call him shithead? But there's the laugh. You see Shapen trimmed that laugh of yours in that little segment last week.
What, me?
Yeah, like I forget.
No.
Yeah, go to last week's
Stop
post
it.
of the episode, and he pulled it out. A good 8-second clip of something we did, and next thing I know, you burst out laughing. It was kind of
Was it the Queensryche thing?
I don't know.
I love Andy. He's like, come on, buddy. That just made it worse.
All right. Well, listen. If you're still here, man, you definitely like our Night Ranger talk. And listen, if you drive a pre-1987 F-150 or a semi truck, head to Pennsylvania. Lisa may flag you down. If you are into science and mathematics, get a hold of me and Robyn. We will work on the theorem of the great grandmother I'd like to fuck. If we're going to do again, like I said, I like how the Guilf squared sounds, but I think when you actually put pen to paper and you put that formula in, I think you're going to be a great grandmother when that actually happens. And mathematics do not lie. I mean, we could fucking send a satellite to fucking Saturn on this mathematics that we're talking about. It's so precise.
I can ask Daryl. He's got a mathematics degree. I'll ask him what that would be.
I can ask Daryl. He fucks great grandmothers. I wish he'd just fuck this grandmother, but fucking asshole. Always watching crime documentaries.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
I come home and he's watching that stuff, and I'm like, if anything ever happens to me, they're gonna look at what you're watching.
Like, hey, crime dog McGruff, there's a mystery over here.
Well, the first thing he'll do is go to the police and be like, I know.
Listen, my here's what you do. You got to make it heat of passion. Okay. You can't have it premeditated because you don't want murder, you want manslaughter. All right. So you don't want to use.
It would still be murder, just wouldn't be second. It would just be second degree.
If it's a crime of passion, you're not premeditated. It will be manslaughter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is where it's important. Like if you have a baseball bat, let's say, and that's what you use. Make damn sure you have a glove, because why do you have a baseball bat and not a glove? Well, that's a weapon. But if you have a baseball bat and a glove and throw a goddamn softball in the bottom of the closet too, oh yeah, I just used that. And next thing I know, she's like, oh, I'm fucking your best friend. And I'm like, yeah. Right? Crime of passion, it's manslaughter. And you just
premeditation still counts. There's no you making the act to go to the closet to pick it up and still go back over and still swing.
Then what you do is you go, listen, she's fucking nuts. She's banging 5 other dudes, semi truck. She's at the Regal Inn with free cable TV. The judge is going to get it, right? And you take the 5 years, right?
The judge does that shit himself.
You just take the 5 years, man. I mean, listen, it's either living with her for the rest of your life, which is a life sentence, right?
Oh,
some
so
would say would be
person?
Yeah, or you just fucking take care of it. You take your 5 years, get 3 warm meals, right? You work out a little bit. Hopefully you're the bigger one in the cell, and that way you're pitching, not catching. And listen, man,
I'd be sorry.
You do your time, you're out in 5 years. It's like, hey, it isn't all that bad. Let me fire up the old computer and let's get this Fans in Motion podcast going again. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't know why we never had these conversations with Andy and Brent. Probably hits close to home because, I'm pretty sure Andy's probably buried a hooker. And I'm sure Brent's, been with a truck driver. So, it's just stuff you can't talk about with them. So
You remember the Dumb and Dumber scene at the truck stop?
is that the one with sea bass?
Yeah. That's shit that happened.
We got to snort. my favorite line is that John Denver's full of shit. That one right there.
He wrote me a John Deere letter.
Yeah, that John Denver's full of shit. Nice birdie. Nice birdie.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Yep. Good movie.
I do not look at a brand of suitcase the same again. Like every time I see it, I just go like, yeah.
Nice Hooters. Yeah. And then
them sword fighting into the room in general with their canes.
now when you say sword fighting, the movie I always think of is, you ever seen a movie called Skin Deep with John Ritter? Came out like late 80s. It's a pretty good movie. Anyways, if you get bored, just look up sword fight.
Is it cheesy?
It was actually a decent movie. But look up sword fight, Skin Deep. It's not a porno, but it sounds like it.
It sounds like it.
But anyways, it's a good scene.
John Ritter was in a porn.
But
I heard that on Fans in Motion.
Yeah. And how come no one ever I always get like weird, because you'll be with a girl and like, hey, we'll talk about role play and it's like schoolgirl or, hey, put on the fireman's hat or, or I'll tell her like, whatever, a nurse, and she'll have something, and then I'll go, well, why don't I act like that guy from Sling Blade? Like they never want that. Like, I reckon we're gonna fuck right now. Your pussy tastes like French fried taters. They don't like that. I don't know why. It's like,
I can't believe you're still single.
I know, it's amazing.
The fact that that's like some kind of fantasy is like some kind of mind blowing. I don't know in what way, but it is.
I reckon we're gonna have sex right now.
I feel like that's how like people that look like Ron Jeremy would talk.
Well, when I guess too. There was a girl that I took home from a bar that talked like that. And all my buddies gave me shit. Like, you fucked her. I'm like, listen, anybody can do a fucking hot girl, right? That's fucking easy. It takes a real man to do a swamp donkey. And so that's why I never, people always want to brag up their buddies, like, oh, he was with this hot girl and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's easy. Go get that 3 nostril girl over there. Keep that one up for a while. That takes a real man.
You ever see the movie Kingpin?
Yeah.
Woody.
You know what? I saw it for the first time maybe a couple years ago.
He's puking because he realized he went to bed with that woman. I don't even know I can't remember what her name was, but
I was thinking Shallow Hal. That was
her name was Baby. Her name was Baby. That was her name, Baby. Yeah, I mean, if we're going, if we're being personal here, like I remember the first time I was ever with two girls. And what was crazy is they both had the same name, so convenient. Um,
no Melissa mess up.
yeah, but so anyways, so that happened, right? I'm like, oh, that's the fucking greatest thing ever. But the next day, it hit me like, there's no, like, I could be with a gorgeous woman tonight, and it still is not going to top that, right? Like, I am always going to be chasing that high, no matter how pretty the woman I was with. I was like, you know what, I need to fucking get a slump buster. And so I went out that night, went to like one of our worst bars that we had in town at the time. And this girl, she's like short and rotund, and like she had, like, her name was Brenda, like it fit, right? Not good looking at all. And it's like, that's the one. So we got drunk, like went back to my place, did it. And then after that, everything again was going up, like, so that's how shit works in my head. So you just, that's how you got to work things and look at it. So, no, I mean, it was so bad. Like closing your eyes made it worse. Like you had to stare at it. Just
turn out the lights, turn out the lights.
And then you always get the I always tell people, like, well, would you rather an ugly girl, like a ugly girl, or like a big girl that's good looking? And there's both ways. I mean, but I always said you can't feel ugly in the dark. All right. So and that works for me now, with ladies. I'm like, they're like, let's turn the lights off. All right. Why don't you leave the room too? I'm like, this is getting weird. Why she got her back massager out? So then there's that time, you're like, you get so fucking hammered and you go home with a chick, and then you wake up the next morning and like, fuck, I don't remember her having that goatee. But and a cock. Holy shit. But my worst thing of getting like drinking like heavily and then waking up the next day, and you wake up and you open your eyes and you look up, you're looking up and you realize it's not your ceiling. And you're blackout drunk, so you don't really know where you're at, but you just know, look, right when you open your eyes, just like,
I shouldn't be here.
That's not my ceiling. So now it's just like, all right, who's going to be laying next to me? So that's one thing. Now you look over, and if there's no one there, now it's like, oh fuck, now who's out? Whose house am I in? Right? You got to deal with all that. How did I get here? Is it my car? Is my car gone? How am I going to get home? I've ended up in a fucking other state. Woke up in West Virginia one time. Like, how the fuck did we get here? Like that's like an hour and a half drive. But yeah, just waking up and look, your first thing, you crack those eyes open and you're like, oh, it's not my fucking ceiling. It's just like, I am not going to drink again until I do. And
well, that's where you swear off like one certain kind of alcohol. Like, I almost died. I made too many bad decisions.
It don't really, if you just drink large quantities of anything, it's not.
Oh yeah, but
I mean,
there
is differences in alcohol. I will give you that, but yeah, I mean, I just drink in excess and let the hijinks ensue. I remember one time, well, I did the the whole dudes, where's my car, probably before that came out. Or just remember I had my brother pick me up. I'm like, I need you to go. I was at home, so I knew someone to drop me off. And I was like, need to come get me. And take me to my car. So we went to the bar I was at. Car's not there. I'm like, it's probably over, whatever other place. We go there and it's not there. I'm like, go try this place. He's like, do you not know where your car is? I'm like, I got a general idea. It's one of these places, but no.
My friend Erin just did that like 2 weeks ago up in Erie. She left her truck somewhere and couldn't remember where the next day.
So Tay, tell me a little bit about this Erin girl. Is she a double G ilf?
She's a MILF, she's not a grandma yet.
Won't you give her my number and let's work on making her a myth. Take out the L, the like, mother I. Yeah. But I always like, like pregnant, like a lot of guys, they don't like, when they're single, they don't like pregnant women, but I always did, because right away I knew they like to fuck, and so I was always all for that. I'm like, listen, there's fucking guaranteed proof right there. She puts out, it's almost like when you're like, 13, 14, if there's a girl, you're 13, 14, and if there's a girl that's in your grade or grade below or higher and she smokes, she fucks. Now, once you get like 18, everybody fucks. But 13, 14 on that pussy scavenger hunt. Find the girl smoking behind the laundromat.
That's the one then, huh?
Right, Robyn?
What are you looking at me for?
There's more to getting kicked out of the Christian school. And then Motley Crue.
No, what's funny is that it really did center around a lot of Motley Crue.
And you probably didn't have to do much to get kicked out of the Christian school.
Not out of a fundamental Baptist one, no. Not much.
Yeah. I mean,
all I had to do was go to a movie theater, really. So part of my plan was on the first day of school the next year. I ended up getting kicked out ahead of schedule. But I was going to go to the concert on the first day of school and blab about it.
Well, like, I went to
I saw a bunch of naked girls. Flying midgets.
Ooh, speaking of midgets.
Oh, God.
I went to a Catholic school and, I didn't get molested, but it gave me a complex. Like, I was like, am I not good looking or am I not good enough? Like,
wow.
What's the problem, man? Like, you're young and my insecurities grew. Anyways, listen.
I thought you said you were into older people later in life.
Well, but listen, if the Catholic Church isn't going to care about it, why should I?
Right.
So, but anyways, Night Ranger.
Oh yeah, we do talk about Night Ranger.
Should I edit this? Should I leave it? Should
How
I make
long
it
is it?
I don't know. That's what she said.
I feel like it's been about 2 hours.
Yeah. It's 8:30.
Yeah, like it's always bad when she's like, you're doing it and she's like, is it in? And I'm like, it's been in for like 5 minutes. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking hung like a gnat.
I think you're going to have to edit the whole episode.
He's gonna edit it back later and he's gonna be like, I was sober for this shit.
It'll be like a fucking 1 minute episode. I'm just happy my dog's not doing anything. I think he's still alive. Probably fucking dead from whatever he chewed. Be like Weekend at Bernie's next week trying to convince you guys he's
alive.
Look, wave, stop that motherfucker. Have to go to my vinyl store and get a drill so I can make him like a puppet. So
All you need to do is go to the exchange.
all right, there
That
we
drill.
go. You know who would be really good? Remember what was her name? Who was the little Jewish woman that you'd never fuck but knew everything about sex? Dr. Ruth.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched one of her old interviews a couple months ago, and I thought it was going to be hard to masturbate too, but it really wasn't.
Oh,
I
so
it was actually easier than I thought. So anyways, Dr. Ruth, she'd be a fun one to have on here. Is she still alive?
I don't know.
I bet she's a double G ilf.
We'll have to look that up.
What would a triple G? What would a great grandmother, like that would be really weird. Like there's probably laws against that. But if they're that old, like they got that shaky hand, like just
That could be to your benefit, yeah.
like, hey baby, just calm down, let the Parkinsons take control.
Use these to like.
There you go. Yeah, it's all right. Don't fight it.
I didn't realize we were gonna hear all of Josh's problems.
I know.
Listen,
I guess he's asking us for help. I don't know.
Listen, this is nothing.
The way you're going.
Dr. Ruth is still alive.
Is she? I thought she was like, cause when I was, jerking it, to that video, like, part of the thing was, I thought she was gone, but then I read in the comments section afterwards, that she was still alive. I'm like, I can't be right,
She's 94.
Yeah, she's a triple G. God knows what math. We fucking fly fucking space shuttle, fucking Neptune on those mathematic equations. That fucking, that'd be like fucking Gilf cubed or something, right? But I still think that's still not right. I mean, like, if you got the great fucking carry the 3, yeah, I don't think Gilf cube's still going to come out the same. So, I don't know. We need to talk.
What about like bi-gilf or like tri-gilf? Like
Well,
quad-gilf?
I mean, there's trisexual, which I'll try anything, which comes into play with the triple G gilf. You know, it's kind of like, like, I don't know, like, I guess, I mean, or are they silent? Like, like, is the double G just still gilf? Kind of like if like Lisa was L Dog, right? And that was her rap name. The dog would be DAWGG, but it's still dog, so would a great grandmother I'd like to fuck, would it still be just gilf to where we put the double G's on the front? Or is that just like an urban rap thing? I don't know. I mean, that's where we're going to have to get some of the
the meme of the girl where she's just looking and staring off into space and there's all these equations floating around and she's like, huh? That's me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's all math. I mean, this could actually be a math episode.
I hate math.
Yeah. Like, what's the old algebra thing? Money is the root of evil, right? Women like money. Women like money. Money is the root of all evil. Therefore, women are evil, right? Mathematics, like, you can't deny that. We could fucking, again, fly to the moon with
there
that.
was totally an equation the other way around too, but I don't remember how it goes either.
No, that's
yeah, there is.
But that's not math. But yeah, I mean, that's, so there is, that, and stuff like that, and like same thing, like, like women and attractiveness, like, to me, increases, like when you add different, equations like duct tape and stuff like that. Like, you know, listen, she was saying, don't stop, don't stop, not don't stop, no. Who am I kidding?
Are you okay?
I know.
Who am I kidding? Like any,
I think we need to do an intervention.
I'm not the one getting kicked out of Christian schools, and I'm not the one at the Regal Inn getting the free cable TV and fucking Dumas, the truck driver. All right. So,
What?
glass houses over there, people. Yeah, I hate
Peering into your mind has been very interesting.
And it's always like when you're out trying, picking up rods back in the day, and like, let's go to TJ's first. It's like, my buddy's trying to hook up with this girl. I'm like, listen, man, you're not humping after TJ's, so
what are you even talking about?
I never had a barnyard
I feel like you're just trying to wait. Are you trying to have this conversation with a bunch of girls when you're just trying to have a bunch of male jokes and we're just completely not getting this?
Yes.
Like a whole hour of just male
listen,
jokes going.
It's science, because your guys' brains are smaller. So it's not really your fault that you guys.
I don't think they're smaller.
Yeah,
I think everyone's heads are about the same size.
No,
I think everyone's brains about the same size.
Science. It's science.
Is it?
That's science.
I'd be interested.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I made a fool of myself long
for
enough.
A whole hour straight.
Listen, I've actually probably enlightened a lot of people. There are going to be a lot of people having
tuning off
better relationships, probably not being charged with crimes, loving Night Ranger more, searching for videos of Dr. Ruth, seeing the differences in the Golden Girls between seasons 1 and 8. And listen, if you run out, like, getting it on to Golden Girl reruns, after the Golden Girls ended, there was a one season, I forget what it's called, the Golden Place or the Golden Palace, where it's the Golden Girls minus B. Arthur. So it's just, Blanche and Estelle Getty and Betty White.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Well, it's just, you jerk it long enough.
There's some diehards like him.
You're like, where do I go next? And like, you don't want to go younger at that point, right? Like, I could find like a lot of like 1940s Betty White and shit, but you don't want, you're on a trajectory, right? And it's the other way of life. So it's like, well, what'd they do afterwards, right? It's like, it's like, Betty White had that Lake Placid movie, and kind of, like, not to have anything against jerking it with like fucking alligators and shit, whatever it was in the water, but but yeah, that one was really good. Golden Palace, like I said, it's Golden Girls just minus B. Arthur, which but the only thing is, B. Arthur's everyone's favorite. I mean, just the body and everything, and she just did it for you. So I mean, you guys out there know what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking out of school.
All of your secrets are in this episode. I love it.
Oh no, they're
the soft spot to your heart being the puppy. All of this.
Yeah, the puppy just doesn't judge me when I talk about how fucking hot B. Arthur is. What movie did I see that someone like B. Arthur?
Wasn't not Ryan Reynolds? I know Betty White was his
no,
favorite.
Yes, yeah, no, it was Deathpool or something, whatever that movie is.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. Yeah, he had
Well,
a
yeah,
deal.
it was funny because he actually always loved like that stuff too, and Deadpool was
You know what?
actually
That's what
written
pisses.
to look like Ryan Reynolds.
That
So
always pisses me off because like I've always talked about B. Arthur, and this motherfucker goes and steals my bit, right? It's just like, you know, like I used to tell people, "Hey, I want to write a love story between like, two, back then it was the R word, mentally challenged people, right? Like, I love you too. And sure as shit, next summer, The Other Sister. Remember that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Stole my idea. Back then also, I was dating a ballroom dancer, and she's always trying to, get me to dance with her stuff. And so I'm like, all right, I'll do your dance. Now you do mine. And I acted like I was like a puppet, right? Fucking months later, guess what comes out? That NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, where they're
in
puppets.
sync.
Yeah, I'm like, these motherfuckers steal my ideas. Fucking Ryan Reynolds and shit.
It was like that time I walked out of Twilight and Zombieland, and I was like, Kristen Stewart never changes her face at all. It's like she doesn't act. And then like everyone else is saying that afterwards. After everyone was loving how Twilight went at first. I was
Yeah,
like,
like
what are people?
exactly like R. Kelly and Minors, you know?
What?
Fucking R. Kelly. I mean, did that really shock anybody?
No.
No, but he could still go right.
No, I mean, just like, everybody's like surprised. I'm like, like I see it. Like I saw it. Yeah, I see it right now. It's like, I don't know. There's like that sense. You sometimes, you never met someone before, but you meet them, and like within the first second and a
But
half.
he would like kidnap girls
Well,
essentially and keep
that
them away from everybody.
that, or like within a second and a half, like this person's dumb as fuck. Like don't even give him instructions. Just 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 be on your way.
Oh, I met a girl once. She was like that
Hey,
bimbo Barbie kind of girl,
ooh,
like
so
legit
is this why you got
in the flesh.
kicked out of Christian school? Come on, tell me this story about the Barbie girl. All right, so what's going on?
No,
What's
do I
going
have
on?
to do
Was there baby
that? No,
oil?
I'm
Did you have baby oil involved? Right, like a pallet of baby oil. What you do is this is what you do. All right, this is what I think you guys.
no.
This is what I think you guys did. So what you did was you got baby oil, right? Now you don't want, when you use baby oil, you don't want to get on the bed and the floor and stuff. What you do is
What is
you get a shower curtain, a couple shower curtains, right? If you're going to be really energetic. Now at my age, I just need one. But you just get a shower curtain and put it on the floor, right? And then you get the baby oil, right? Yeah, and I mean, so all right, so you had the shower curtain, two shower curtains, and you had this Barbie girl, and you had baby oil, and you're at the Christian
I
school.
don't care to hear your fantasies, Josh.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened, okay? So,
No, you're
all
not
right,
gonna find out.
all
You're
right.
never gonna find out.
Was there, let's play like that. How's that work? Was there any livestock involved?
What is wrong
That,
with you?
right? No.
No,
Any
I'm not gonna tell. Even if you guess right, I'm just gonna say no.
well, then I would assume livestock was involved.
You can
What's crazy? What's crazy
assume.
too? So if you have that baby oil in that shower curtain, right? Okay.
Ew.
Now listen, and you get like black lights, but you want to get the black lights like strobing. Okay.
I feel like Andy and Brent don't let you go on this.
All right. So you get the black lights, and they strobe.
He's
Okay.
taking advantage of them being
Now,
not here.
I think
now,
so.
now
I
what?
think so.
Now what you do is okay. Now you got the black lights, and you got the baby oil, you got the shower curtain, and you got that Barbie girl, and you're going to Christian school, and all right. So you got all that. Well, what you do is take some take some recreational, take some recreational narcotics, and then when you get that black light strobe going, what you do is get some milk, and you use the milk and pour it all over yourselves because it looks when it mixes with that baby oil with the black light, right? And you're tripping. It's fucked up, man. It's really cool. Like, so tell me about when you did that. Is that what? Now, is that how you got kicked out?
What
Like,
movie did you see this from?
huh?
What movie did you see this from?
Did someone fucking steal this? Am
I
I gonna
guess so.
am I gonna see this and fucking you know fucking Jamie Lee Curtis's next movie? I bet she's a double G.
Probably.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Silver temptress, that's what she is. You know.
Josh is just announcing all of his crushes on here.
Lisa, come on. What do you got? We got baby oil Robyn up here getting kicked out of Christian school with her Barbie. What do you got? Come on. So
Nothing.
Not Motley Crue, just some random ass shit I said an hour later.
So all right, let's talk. Let's pre Daryl. All right, so what? And let's talk about what happened. Come on.
Are you sure you're sober? I don't believe you.
What So come on, give us. Why'd you get kicked out of Christian school?
You were just talking to Lisa.
I didn't go to Christian school.
Oh, so you were bad from the start. Like you went to school right away with the shower curtains and baby oil. All right.
I was one of the bad public kids.
All right, yeah.
No, I was a good public kid.
Yeah. I highly doubt that. So what's the one story you don't want this sweet little grandchild to find out? And the best way for her not to find out is to say it in this public forum.
Yeah. There's probably more than one.
Yes, see right there.
That's it right there. I wouldn't want her to find that out.
It was spring break and I was in Florida and I woke up with this guy with a peg leg.
You have a crazy imagination.
I tell you what,
Dan.
I fucking woke up with a broad with a peg leg. And I guess my buddies kept saying like I was, it was just my thing. And I kept saying like shiver me timbers and all that stuff. And, guess I was calling my cock the Jolly Roger, all that stuff. And, I'm seeing my one-eyed scallywag and all the, I mean, you guys know when you're doing like the pirate, role play and stuff, right? So yeah. It reminds me, where was I? I was, kind of like, how people like actors will go and like study for their roles. Well, like when I, me and this girl I was dating, we role play and she wanted, me to be a pirate and stuff. Like, what the fuck, how do I do this? So I went and found some pirates and I was on the ship and, I was talking to him and I was like, shit. I go,
yes.
I go, how did you get that peg leg? He goes, he kind of spoke like he was Irish, and he said that he was, they were in a fight and they were plundering. That's what they do, is they plunder. And I made a mistake of calling it stealing, but no, you plunder. So when I got back to my girl, I was plundering that pussy. But anyways,
they need to clip that.
he's like, yeah, we were in a a fight, and fucking cannonball fucking blew off my leg. That's how I got the wood leg. I'm like, shit. All right, well, all right. It's like, well, how did you get the hook hand? And
You ask a lot of personal questions.
well, because I got to do this. I want to be in that role, and so
Research.
yeah. So I was like, well, how did you get the hook hand? And he's like, well, again, we were plundering, and what I like to do with plunder, but he's like, yeah, we were in battle, and he goes, this time it was a sword. Guy had a sword cut off my hand. That's how I got the hook. I'm like, shit, like, all right. And then talking to him, I'm like, well, how did you get that eye patch? He goes, well, we were fucking sailing. It was a sunny day. And I was just looking at the sky. A fucking bird shit on me. I'm like, what? I'm like, fuck, how do you, with bird shit? How do you lose an eye with bird shit? And he just goes, I wasn't used to the hook. The hook, yeah. So, anyways, with that knowledge, I went and I plundered that push. Yep, that's what I did.
The end of that just leaves me so disgusted. I just can't.
I mean, I went all the way in for her too. Like, I had the eye patch and the hook and everything. I even fucking borrowed a buddy's parrot, fucking, sit on my shoulder, which after a while we're like, where'd the parrot go? And it's like, oh, I thought I felt an extra fucking beak down there.
God.
I was like, don't stop. But that's kind of why I asked those questions about livestock and, because
you like birds.
I'm not saying that like I'm not saying I'm just saying, shit happens, right? We've all been there, right? So all right, guys, this is just fucking utter nonsense. Speaking of livestock, udders, right?
No.
Yay or nay, Robyn?
Nay.
Listen, I like anything with 2 stomachs and 6 nipples. All right, you got me right from the start there.
What are you even gonna do with all that? Don't even answer.
Listen, I'm sucking and tugging, and
even my alarm's like, yo.
And then my watch has been like, I want to stand up. My watch is going to be happy. Like, hey, you're not dead, you lazy fuck. Hey, Lisa Wang Chung.
I had to just actually do the Wang Chung and see if it stops.
Now we fight. I was once the master. You the master. Now we fight.
Yeah, it's like a Wang Chun face-off. You have to prove yourself superior.
Let's try it. Midnight madness.
Damn.
It's not working anymore.
Quick, staring contest. You win. You always do. Goulet. All right. So, anyways, hey, thank you for joining us for this Night Ranger episode. Find us on like YouTube, and find us on Spotify and all that other stuff. And we got the website. Listen, and track down the Fans in Motion on Facebook, and we'll see you in Baltimore. You can talk to Lisa all about the Regal Inn and the Truckers. And I think that's actually how you met Daryl, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At a I think it was at a one of those what's the big, not Loves, the the pilot,
TikTok.
right?
Oh.
Didn't you, like, he was in his truck there.
Oh
And,
yeah.
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 So
Or Flying J.
yeah. Well, they used to call you Flying L.
My parents met on a turnpike.
Oh, really?
My mom was coming back from Cedar Point, and my dad was working the turnpike, and he asked for her friend's number because he wanted her number so he could get both numbers so he could call my mom.
It worked.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's, kind of like what needs to happen. Like, hey, we fucking met on the highway. We probably just need to send our kid to Christian school. So, little did they know.
I was planning my escape.
Yeah. Blasting out, the Whitney Houston.
School's out.
And I will say too, spend the extra money on name, you can do like any name brand baby oil, but you don't want to get the off brand. Just
Any brand, just not the off brand.
You don't want to, you can there's actually
there's a brand other than Johnson and Johnson.
Well, yeah, but you got to go to you got to like go to like a beauty store or something for it. It's like
what
call it? It starts with an M, but it's like it's not cheap, where the whatever Johnson Johnson's maybe is like probably $8 now. This is somewhere in like the $14-15 range, but you're paying for quality because like sand, it will get in every crevice. But that's one of those words that you just can't make hot. Crevice. Get over here, baby. Give me one of them crevices. Fuck, I don't care if it's the armpit. Just let me stick it in.
I would love for there to be like just like a nerdy sitcom where it's like people that are like technical sounding or speaking like Data or 7 of 9 from Star Trek to have to interact with each other.
Like, listen, is it? I think we should. I think it's time to fornicate. Do you want to fornicate? Do you want to do foreplay first, or do we do insertion? Let's just do insertion. All right, give me a crevice.
Did you watch much of Voyager? There's that one episode with 7 of 9 where she could tell that Harry liked him, or that Harry liked her. She was like, drop your clothes. And he's like, wait, what?
Is this a Star
now
Trek?
You're scaring me.
Is this a Star Trek? You sure you didn't like get the wrong video at the Lions Den? So yeah, because I don't ever remember,
it's like early on when she comes on the show. It's like really
Data, show us your cock.
I don't know. She was just like challenging him, kind of like, all right, you want to?
I mean, I would
do it. He's like, wait, no.
I mean, I would like the the whole Star Trek thing, like being able to bang like blue blobs and shit, and whatever. Just like that's where you're kind of looking for a crevice. Like I don't know what it is, but let's put it there.
They could make that hot then. The word crevice.
Yeah.
Just as a male, don't put your hand into the little rocks, because then you'll end up pregnant.
I don't know what episode that is.
It's a Star Trek Enterprise.
The good thing about making a rock pregnant is I could just toss it into the
No, you
pond.
Become pregnant.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
I've never seen any of the Star Treks. I don't know anything I know about Star Trek. I learned from Big Bang Theory.
A male engineer on the ship becomes impregnated because he like puts his hands in these gems and jewels with hers.
I mean, it'd be different if the rock got pregnant, because I mean, it's not that difficult to like a pregnant woman into a lake, but like if the rock's pregnant, fuck, You know, fucking skip that motherfucker. You know, you don't have to weight it down or anything. I'll fucking get them all pregnant. You know, fucking.
Oh my god.
You know, but the only thing is, like, 300,000 years from now, fucking seas will shift and stuff, and all my rock babies will eventually make it back up to shore. You know, like
See
yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm fucking paying all kinds of fucking child support for these rocks. You know, by then they'll caught on. They won't let me throw them. You know, but
It's caught
so yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is advantages, to getting rocks pregnant. I'm glad we got to the. I thought we would get to getting rocks pregnant. I just didn't think it'd be in this episode, but there.
Yeah, I thought for sure maybe next time.
Yeah. So, yeah, if the guy, this will be the first episode like Jack listens to.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. And there'll be I'll use the same excuse they do. There was a lot of stuff going on in the 80s. All right. There's just residuals.
I feel like you said that exactly as Jack would have.
Well, that's what I always, when we talk about, like the history of records and stuff, I always tell people they're the worst source. They again,
They don't remember.
It's 1984, they're rock stars. They either got their nose in some blow or some booty.
Or both if they're lucky.
Yeah. Or that's where they're doing the blow from. Yeah, but
cocaine and women.
I tell you what, if you're going to do blow off of a woman, it's easier if they're thinner.
I wouldn't know.
If they're not, like, you're getting a little bit of blow, but there's a fucking cheese puff in there. Fucking, I thought it was a raisin. I don't know. Maybe it was a scab.
Ew. Stop. It's like a cannibal holocaust over here now.
Yeah. And then you just hope, because you want to outline it like in whatever state you're in, so, if that's what's going on, you hope like you're in Delaware or something and not fucking Texas. Like, oh Christ, it's going to take forever. And,
This is.
Oh, dude, it sucks. I mean, yeah. I mean, people think it's glamorous, but it's not all the time. Just is what it is. So if you're going to do blow off abroad, better if they're a little bit tinier.
We'll keep that in mind.
That's a good thing about double G ILFs is a lot of times when they're older they get thinner, and they're brittle. They won't move around as much, so you can put the outline there. And
Stop.
It'll pretty much stay there. So.
Are you done?
You're the ones.
It's almost 3 hours.
You're the one that started it.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you said something. Yeah, you talked about doing blow off broads.
No, I did not.
I'm pretty sure you said that, and you talked about wanting to get Big Life on CD. Yes, those two things. Exactly. Lisa
ties in with.
Lisa, back me up.
I don't recall that at all.
Yeah. You know what? That is the right answer for most everything. I don't remember doing that broad. We got fucking video. That's not me. That's literally you. I'm like, no. I don't care if it's on video. It's not me.
I do not recall that.
Fucking deep fake. And then she's like, it wasn't that deep. So Lisa,
Gosh,
you're Wang Chunging.
I know.
That's awesome.
We got to figure something else out.
Yeah. Probably the easiest solution is just to get rid of you.
That might be.
That's pretty much how I deal with every woman in my life. Why change it? You know, that's how I used to start most relationships. That I would just right away say, this isn't going to work. But let's give it a shot. Why not? So, anyways, hey, Night Ranger's the shit. We will talk to you guys next week. Later.
Later.
Robyn, say later.
Later.
Big life and blow.